In a previous recording, I introduced PowerPoint and we created this simple outline on how to be successful in college. So in this recording, we will learn how to format text, apply designs to our presentation, and adding pictures, resizing pictures and modifying pictures, do things like inserting smart art graphics, modifying shapes, and things pertaining to formatting our presentation and beautifying it. And so, as you see, we have just a very simple presentation. It looks boring, just pure black and white. It doesn't have any images, nothing on it. And so to add design to your presentation, you can go to design here and you can choose from themes. As you can see, we have different themes to choose from. And so let's say we find a theme that we like and we want to go with it. So let's say I want to go with this retrospect theme. We click on it. And so you see my theme here. And PowerPoint is giving me suggestions on how to even beautify my presentation. So look, this one looks good. Since we're talking about keys to success in college, this has a key in it. So let me click on that and see how things are going to look. Okay, I like that. This looks pretty. And see, I did not do much work except 2 clicks to come with this particular design. So I will go with this one. Let me hide my notes pane for now. And let me close this. And when you add your design, you have also different variants to choose from. See, by hovering over the variants, you're still using the same theme, but variation of that theme, basically. Okay. Now I will stick to what we have. Now, if you want to do a different design on just one slide, so let's say I want this particular slide to use a different design. And so what we can do here is, let's say I want to apply this particular design to this slide. So I can right click on that design and say apply to selected slides. And you see I only selected one. And so you see these 3 slides are using one theme and this one is using a different theme. Okay, and again, you can look at some ideas here from the designer pane into how you can change the look and feel of that particular slide. Okay, and so we created these slides. Now let's say I want to add what we call a SmartArt graphic to my presentation here. And so if I click this, insert SmartArt graphic, and let's say we want to show, if you see the options here, you have list, process, cycle, hierarchy, relationships. And so depending on what you want to do, you want to select the appropriate style of the SmartArt graphic. So in my case, I will be talking about personal development. There's no like hierarchy for that, so I'll just do basic matrix. And so I'm going to click OK, and I will add my text here to the matrix. So this talks about balancing or personal development. So we will say that one important thing to keep in mind is managing stress. Also, setting goals. Celebrating achievements. Okay. Now let's say you have a typo, right? You see I intentionally had a typo here. So when I do a spell check, it should catch that typo. So we'll come back to that in a moment. So personal development, to be successful in college, you have to be able to manage your stress, set your goal, celebrating achievements. I'm thinking of other things. Healthy work-life balance is also important. So we can say like work-life balance. Okay. You see how it automatically detected that I have a typo here. And so I can right click and fix it. Or when I'm finished with my presentation, you can also click on like slide number 1 and go to review and click on spelling. It will spell check all your presentation, and sure enough, it found a misspelling in achievements. So yes, I did misspell this word. So I want to change it to the correct spelling. So I click change, click OK. And you see how it's basically corrected that spelling issue that I had. So again, we call this SmartArt graphics. We use the basic matrix. You can click on SmartArt design at the top, and you can change the colors of your matrix if you like. So if you want to have like a better contrast, maybe we can do this colorful range. And then after you add these colors, you can also change the style. So let's say you want to make it 3D polished style. We can go with that. You can make it larger also by dragging it like slightly, just to make it larger. Okay. And so if you want to change the layout, look, I can just click on these different options to completely change the layout. And so again, we call this SmartArt graphic. Now we can also add pictures. Now remember, I can change this layout by going to slides and then layout, and that will allow me to completely change the layout. So if I want to do a section header, you see how we completely change that. But I want to go back to the previous style or layout, so we can do Ctrl-Z to go back to the previous layout. Now I want to search for a picture that has to do with academic excellence. And so I can search for stock images. I can look for pictures. I may have a picture online or on my computer that I want to apply. Then we can search for that on my computer, or we can search the network for images. And so I want to search for something to do with excellence. And let's see if this will bring anything. How about academia? Okay, so let's say we want to go with this particular image. So I'm going to click on this one, insert, and so it added this image for me. And again, the designer is suggesting different options to choose from. You see how cool this is. It's already adjusting the design according to the image that I added. This is a very nice feature in PowerPoint. Okay, if you want to go back to the how it was looking before, Ctrl-Z to go back to the previous view. Now you can make changes to your image. So let's say that you look at this portion of the image and you say, you know what, I don't really want to include that. This is too much space that is not needed. You can crop that. So when you click on your image, you can go to picture format. You have crop here, and we have crop handles. So I can drag this inward, and now when I hit escape, that grayed out section of the image will be cropped, so it won't be included. So I'm going to hit escape, and that removes that part from my picture. Notice how I'm not changing the size of my image in terms of, I'm not like smushing it or expanding it. I'm simply cutting parts of the image. Now, if you want to smush it or make it smaller, then you can change that from here. So let's expand it. But the nice thing about utilizing this feature in PowerPoint is that it locks the ratio. So when you adjust the width, it also adjusts the height as well. Versus, you know, if you do it this way or this way, for example, see, it does not look correct. It doesn't look good. And so Control Z to undo my changes. Make sure that you lock the ratio so that the image looks correct. And then I can basically drag it. You can use these guides. You see this red guide as it helps us like put it in the center, for example. Okay, so you can use these guides as you display your image on your slide. Okay, so other things we can also do to the picture here. I can add a frame to it. And say this one is perspective shadow white, so we added a shadow to it. I can also use the rotate handle to rotate my image, for example. And so you have different features to choose from. I can change the color saturation, tone. I can even recolor my image here. I can make it sharper or softer, make it more bright or more dark using these options here. Okay, you can also add your own shapes. So let's say I want to add shapes to this slide. You can go to Insert and then Shapes. And so let's say I want to add a diamond shape. Okay, so we draw it. To make it symmetrical, you want to hold Shift key as you drag it. All right, and let's say I want to see if I can maybe merge another shape with it. And so let's say I go to Insert again, go to Shapes, and let's say I want to add a rectangle. So again, we add the rectangle here. And let's say if I put this on top of this, again, make sure it's in the center. And let's say I group them together. So you hold Shift key to select both. And let's say we go to this option, Merge Shapes, and see I can unionize them so they look like a one entity shape. I can combine them, I can fragment them, I can intersect or subtract. See, I have created my own shape by simply using this merge feature. So let's say I want to go with subtract. So I have this shape, okay, and I want to duplicate this a couple times. So one way to do that is if you go to the Home tab, you can click on the arrow beside Copy, click on Duplicate, and so that adds another shape for you. Okay, and now let's say I also want to add one more. So another way to do that is you can right click, for example, copy, right click, and paste, and so that adds also a third shape. All right, Now, if you look here, the space between these shapes is not even, they are not aligned well together. So if you select all of them, so we can hold Shift or Control to select all, and we can go to Shape Format and say, you know, I want to change the alignment of the objects, so click Align. And let's say I want to align top, meaning they all will be aligned according to the top object. And so they all will be aligned top. So now you see they're all, horizontally speaking, aligned to the top shape. But you see how the space is not even between the shapes. So to fix that, you can go back here, Align Objects, and say I want to distribute horizontally. And so that distributes the space between them horizontally. You can group these shapes together. So if I click on Group Objects, I can group them. So now I can move all of them together, like down or up. I can even rotate them if I want. And you can type things within each shape. So let me ungroup them for now. And let's say in here, I want to write something about creating a schedule. Now you don't see what I'm typing because I believe it's a white font. So if you go to Home, we can change the font color. And now you can see what we basically typed. Okay. And same thing here. So for this one, we can say something about maybe time management. Again, you select this, change the color of it so you can see it, and maybe say something about note taking. Again, select the text and then click on the font color to change the font color. So that's how you can add your own shapes. So remember where we started, it didn't look exciting at all, but when we added these designs and shapes and picture and SmartArt graphic, things are looking much better. Other things you can do also is you can insert a footer to your presentation. Under text, you should have an option for header footer. And so you see how, you know, we have the slide. You can add, for example, on the slide, the date and time. You can add slide number. You can add footer. And so maybe in the footer area, we can say keys to success in college. And I don't want it to be too like overly crowded, so I will remove the date from here. And so we'll just stick to a slide number and the footer. And typically you don't want to show this on your title slide. So I will check don't show on title slide. So this footer will be added to all slides but the title slide. So I click apply to all. And you see the title slide does not have that footer, but all the other ones, they have what I typed here, the slide number, as you can see. Now for this one, if you selected date, it will also add the date in here. I hope you found this recording helpful, and as you learn PowerPoint and how to format PowerPoint, including adding pictures, SmartArt graphic, and your own shapes to the presentation. Have a good day.